Hawamano Yunamanipani. How are you all doing? Welcome to Class 1 Review. In our first class, we learned 3 different questions. The first is what you see on the left. Haga ishu. Haga ishu, which means, who is this? Haga means who. Ishu means this. Note on pronunciation in that first word, haga, that G sound is not necessarily pronounced as it is in English with the hard G. Haga, haga. Rather, that G sound is what's known as a fricative. So when the flow of air coming from your lungs is going out through your lungs into your mouth, it's a constant airflow. So pretend to pronounce the G sound, but rather than fully stopping the flow of air, let it flow continuously. Haga, haga, haga. And that kind of comes more closer to the natural pronunciation of the word. And ishu, that S, every time this letter S follows an E sound, it sounds more like an SH quality. Ishu. Haga ishu, who is this? The second question we learned. Haga masu. Haga masu. That word masu, masu, means that. But it is a short distance away. Not too far away, but a short distance away. Haga masu, who is that? Finally, haga usu. Haga usu, who is that? Same meaning, except not the same meaning, because usu means that long distance away. Haga usu, who is that over there? We also learned the words for these people here. First, on the left, nana, nana. Man, nana. Note on pronunciation. Typically, for the most part, all Numu words, the stress or the accent is placed on the second syllable. Nana. It is not nana, nana. No, it is nana, man. Second, the word for girl, tsu'a, tsu'a. Notice that final A, typically, oftentimes the final vowel of a word will drop off or be whispered. So it'll sound something like tsu'a, tsu'a, or just simply tsu'a, tsu'a. But you can also pronounce it fully, tsu'a, tsu'a. Next was mogotni, mogotni, woman. That letter G is the same thing like in the word haga. You let it flow, mogotni, mogotni. It is okay to pronounce it hard, mogotni, mogotni. That's fine. But in normal speech, kind of just everyday natural talking, it'll be more of that what's called a fricative, mogotni, mogotni. That apostrophe looking thing there is actually a letter, and it's called a glottal stop. So in your throat, there's what's known as a glottis. And when the air from your lungs is coming into your throat, that glottis is cut off. So it's mogo, mogo. It cuts off, mogo. But then you release it into that final syllable, ni. Mogo, ni. Mogotni, mogotni, woman. Old woman is piawabi, piawabi, piawabi. Old man is waitsi, waitsi, waitsi. Notice another glottal stop there. Wa, wa, cuts off, wa, and then releases into that final part of the word, itsi, waitsi, waitsi. Boy is a Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. Notice that double A, that indicates lengthening, that the A is pronounced a little longer, and that is where that primary stress of this word is found. Nazi, Nazi. Throughout the remainder of the class, I separated the people into these 3 different positions, one close by, one a little further away, and one even further away, and I proceeded to ask those 3 questions. The first was haga ishu. Haga ishu, which, as you recall, means who is this. Haga ishu. It's the first person, the closest person who is this. How would you respond to that? You would say, this is a boy. Ishunatsi. Ishunatsi. This is a boy. If I wanted to ask about the man in the middle, what would I say? Haga masu. Haga masu. Who is that? Short distance away. And how would you answer it? You would say, masu waitsi. Masu waitsi. Masu waitsi. And finally, if I ask them, who is that way over there? Who is that over there? What's the question? Haga usu. Haga usu. Who is that over there? And the answer? Usu mogotni. Usu mogotni. Usu mogotni. That is a woman. Now, throughout the remainder of the class, though, I did not have any of the written text, really. It was all purely listening. Listening. The purpose was to train your ears to hear the words and to know what they mean without relying on reading the text, but to train your ears to listen to the sounds and to know what they mean. And so if I were to ask you, hagamasu, hagamasu, who am I referring to? Masu means that, short distance away. So it's the middle woman. Hagamasu, who is that? And the answer is Masubiawabi. Masubiawabi. That is an old woman. That in the middle. That woman in the middle. If I were to ask Haga usu, who am I referring to? I'm referring to that person way far away. Haga usu, who is that? Way over there. And how would you respond? Usutsa. Usutsa. That is a girl. Tsa. And finally, if I ask Haga ishu, Haga ishu. Of course, I'm referring to that final man on this image up close, who is this. Haga ishu. And how would you respond? Ishu nana. Ishu nana. Correct. Ishu nana. One last slide as our final review. If I say Haga usu. Haga usu. Who am I asking about? Correct. The man way at the end. Usu wa itsi. Usu wa itsi. That is an old man. If I ask you now, Haga ishu. Haga ishu. Who am I asking about? Correct. I'm saying, who is this? Close by. Who is this? And the answer? Ishu mogotni. Ishu mogotni. This is a woman. And finally, if I ask, Haga masu. Haga masu. Who am I asking about? The boy in the middle. And the answer? Masunatsi. Masunatsi. That is a boy. Masunatsi. All right, we'll keep practicing until our next class. Until then, mubunirwa. See you later.